Is there one thing about your body that you feel makes it difficult to shop?
Definitely my proportions. I tend to be skinny up top, and then I have these big African hips and ass that doesn't really help. So I can't internet shop, for instance, because the proportions are all out.
I guess for me, a lot of times I will go and things don't fit. They just don't fit right because I kind of have a long torso. And I don't know why, but it just makes things like awkward.
Proportions, because I'm wide at the bottom. My hips are wide and my butt is big, so, and then my upper body, my torso is small, so I can't go into any regular shops. I can't do it because it's difficult to find clothes that really fit properly.
Yeah, so I have kind of wide calves and wide feet. So whenever I'm shopping for skinny jeans or kind of narrow shoes, it's very uncomfortable to try on clothes that are just way too tight on those areas. So even though they might fit the hip, they definitely won't fit at the bottom part.
Yes, my chest.
What about it? Why?
It's like huge, and then it's hard to find. Like I'm in a law office, so it's hard to find like button-down shirts
That fit you properly.
Yeah, because I have to wear suits to work every day.
For shoes, my shoe size in general. Pants, my thighs to my hip ratio is not what generally is found in stores. Once I can find the right thigh size, then it's either too short, usually, or the waist is too small and the thighs fit, and then it's too short on top of it, so my legs are a real issue. Otherwise, I can usually find tops, not too difficult.
I think it's my hips because I think they are too big. So yeah, I'm trying to work on this part of my body so I can wear all the clothes that I would like to wear.
I would say sometimes I have difficulty finding like shirts that fit appropriately because of my breast size and my hips sometimes as well. So
my middle part, my abdomen. Yes.
Yeah. How come?
Because that's like my problem area, like right in the middle, and it never goes away, no matter what I do.
So, and how do you just feel about your body in general?
Half and half. It just depends. It changes every day. Sometimes I look in the mirror and it's okay, and then another day I'm not so happy with it.
Some days good, like okay, like not like oh my god I'm a supermodel, but sometimes good, but other days just like when you look around, especially in advertising or whatever, you see like all these amazing looking people and you go oh my god, that's not quite what it looks like on me. So yeah, it's kind of up and down.
Some days it's good, some days I feel, so it's up and down.
Okay. I feel like, I started joining a gym so I could feel a lot better about it. So right now it's just okay.
It depends on the day. Like I wear a lot of dresses because I don't like how I feel in pants. So I feel like I have really wide hips. But I like my curves, but obviously I feel like I could improve.
Not thrilled.
I think I feel good with
Yeah.
my body, because I used to be bigger years ago, so now I think I find the good weight.
Okay.
So
in general, I like my body. I have days where I feel, like uncomfortable or less desirable or things like that. But for the most part, I try to counter that and do the best I can.
I guess it could. I mean, I wish I were thinner in the middle, basically.
And what do you think makes you feel one way or another?
Most of the time it's things that I see, I guess, online, particularly on Instagram lately. There's a lot of like over-the-top fitness kind of phase that people are going through. So I look at women who have like flat stomachs and abs of steel and their boobs are massive, but their waists are really tiny, and then their thigh. It's just all crazy to me. So I guess when I see those images, I'm kind of conscious of, is that what I'm meant to be looking like? Or
Well, family and media images, the typical ones, but yeah, that's about it.
Really not being able to fit into clothes. And I also so they say freshman 15 is a big deal. I call it like senior 30. Like my last year in college, I gained tons of weight, and so finding clothes that fit that new shape of my body was very difficult, and still is.
If I'm having a good hair day, I always feel better about what I'm wearing because I like my hair. So
It's a jumping off point?
Yeah, it's a jumping off point.
The fact that it is so difficult for me to find clothes when I go into a store, it's just a big frustration, and I can't be bothered with it, and it's usually ends in a bout of I don't want to be bothered with anything else. By the time I walk out of the store, I'm just done with it.
To be honest, I would say the media has a lot to do with it. I think that there's a lot of messages around like what body type should look like, what your body type should look like. I think BMI is kind of a crock. I think that there's really, there's so much more into what a body should look like than, just what people think you should look like or what a doctor says you should look like.
Right. So. I mean, after I get out of the shower, I don't like to see a big hooch, but it is what it is.
Do you think that you know what your measurements are?
Probably not.
Oh God. Not really.
My bust, I know. My waist, my hip, no.
No, probably not well at all.
I think I know what my chest measurements are, but as far as everything else, no.
I never thought of that.
Do you want to try to guess what they are?
I could, yeah. Maybe like 30 something, early 30s, 29, 42.
Tiny, maybe 34 top. Have a pretty like small waist, so maybe, I don't know, 26, 27, but big hips, so like 40, 42.
Okay, so my bust will be like a 38C. My waist is a 32, 33. My hips, I have no idea.
You want to
I never
just grab a guess? What do you think? Compared to how small your waist is, what do you think your hip is?
Maybe 40.
So 38. I think my waist hip area, right? I'm sure there's two different measurements.
Yeah, waist and then hip.
Yep. Okay. Don't know which one I'm measuring, but 34 maybe, and that's as far as I can get.
I'd say 38, 40. I have no idea.
I would say my bust is probably around a 38, 40. Hips, no clue. Waist, no clue. No idea anymore.
I think probably around here, maybe 38, maybe like 30-ish, and then hips maybe around like a 36.
Probably like 37, probably like 29, and then maybe like 40.
Do you mind if we check and see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So your bust is actually 33 inches.
What did I
So
say?
you said earlier.
I said 30.
That's close. That's close.
Okay, cool.
Your waist is actually 27. And you said your hip was 42.
Oh, 40.
It's actually 38.
Wow. Okay.
And usually sizes are graded about an inch to an inch and a half apart. So that means we might be buying the wrong size bottoms.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that just changes my perspective completely.
So your bust is 31 and a half.
Okay.
Your waist is 25, not 27. And your hip is 37. So your bust is 39.
It's 39. Oh, got bigger.
Your waist is 34.
Oh, it's a 34. Oh my God.
And your hip is 44.
Wow.
So your bust is a 39.
Okay.
So you said 38, right? That's
Yeah.
close. Your waist is a 34.
Okay. That was on mark.
And your hip is a 44 and a half. Your bust is 45. Or way smaller. Your waist is 38 and a half.
Wow, okay.
And your hips are 49.
All right.
So your bust is a 42.
42.
Your waist is 37.
Okay.
And your hip is 48. So your bust is 39 and a half.
Okay.
Your waist is 32.
Okay.
And your hip is 44 and a half. Your bust is 35 and a half.
Oh, okay. So I'm smaller.
Your waist is 29.
Oh, I knew my waist. That's
And
what
your
happens.
hips are 38.
Oh, okay.
If I'm a 48 or a 34, what number is that?
So the thing is that it kind of depends between brands. Brands use a specific fit model in order to fit their clothing, and not every person is built the same. So they're basing their measurements off that one person. So the best thing that you can do is research your brands and look at their sizing chart. And now that you know your measurements, you know exactly where they fall on that sizing chart. So you might be a size 8 somewhere, a size 4 somewhere, a size 10 somewhere else. It totally varies. And that's, I think, where a lot of it stems from, is people just don't know.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No problem.